office, Pam McSherry. We were CC'd as well as the town accountant.
Weather.
Do we have any idea, are they currently over or, okay,
Not yet, or not with the last batch of bills, but we didn't get the last snowstorm in there, and I think, I'm not sure. They're gonna come close.
okay,
It's a formality that they go to the selectmen actually with the Modernization Act. They don't actually have to go to the selectmen anymore, but that's the way we've always done it, so they still do, just to
Tradition.
let us know that it's close and they may be overspending.
How
We
does,
keep our eye on it to know if we
Yeah.
have to put an article on special town meeting.
yeah. How does that affect our budget going forward if we don't increase that number and we overspend again next year? Are we in danger?
No, if we ever decreased the number, then the state would not let you overspend.
Right, but we're
But
not,
we don't have to increase it.
okay,
Even, there are towns that will budget 50,000 for their snow and ice. They go over every single year, and they know they're gonna go over.
right.
But they're allowed to because of the state law. It's just if you decrease it, then we're in danger of not being able to go over.
All right, excellent. All right, so that's it for mail. Do we have any reserve fund transfers
We do not.
or line item transfers? I don't believe we'll be able to do any meeting minutes. Or can we?
We can.
Okay,
There were only 4 in attendance for this. Gordon, Bill, Diane, and Melinda. So we have Bill, Diane, and Melinda. We do them without Gordon.
But that's not enough for a quorum for the board, correct, with 3?
Right.
So we'll have to hold off on
It's a
those.
quorum of what was there. but-
Yep. All right. Sandy did hand out our weekly paperwork. Are there any major changes to this, Sandy?
Yes, there's a very major change. The
Okay.
school committee met on Wednesday night during the storm to vote their new budget for the Halifax Elementary School. They were able to bring the budget down about $195,000. That includes about $130 down on special ed. And their explanation for the special ed was that they re-examined the placements, and they went up to a 60% reimbursement from the state, which is what they've been getting, is a 60% reimbursement. So they made that cut.
And they cut some building maintenance.
Yeah,
line
they cut
items.
some building maintenance. It totaled $195,517.
Yep.
Did they make any indication whether that would be in FY '20, the building maintenance that we can
Yes.
expect?
So I believe the explanation from the superintendent was because there were certain things being done at the school that would require less maintenance. I don't know if there'll be less leaks to fix or, those sorts of things, but they indicated that was...
It was because of the work that's getting done over there now anyways.
And as Sandy noted, the superintendent explained such a large decrease in sped, because we were very surprised at that. They had looked at the placements and sort of adjusted some things, and they also increased the amount that they expected for reimbursement for the percentage for circuit breaker to be 60, and we all feel pretty confident that that's the number that it should be. So I think the original budget that was submitted by the school had a 50%, and then it had jumped to a 55% reimbursement, and now it is settled. And you can see, because we're dealing with such large numbers, that even that 5% makes a big difference. So, as Sandy said, I think the sped line dropped 130. And then the rest of it is building maintenance, I think, is the bulk of it. And I know there was I know $1,000 came off this.
Yeah, they did a lot of 1,000, 3,000,
Yeah.
1,500.
And then the books was another big thing.
Yeah, 7,000 on textbooks, 10,000 on the technology hardware.
I know we had a conversation, one of the school committee meetings that I went to, I know that they were thinking about cutting these books, and I thought, well, maybe you shouldn't cut books, because the next year it's a new, what do they call that? Oh my gosh. Spring They indicated that they felt really comfortable with dropping it. They don't feel that they need to do it this year. And if the framework does change and they need the books for next year, they felt confident the number would be the same. They wouldn't have to make it up because they could share some of the books between classrooms because it's not, I think, a book that a child would take
Right.
home.
At that
So
age,
they
they
would
don't.
sort of, I think Joy said, sort of finagle things so that having that many books would totally work and it would not be a burden on the teacher. So we will see an increase though next year for 20 for those books. And I think the books might have been about 25. I don't have my school.
There was a $7,000 decrease in textbooks. And it says decreased science curriculum resources and reading material, removed math curriculum resources,
Yes.
and phonics material.
Yeah, so I don't know why the number 20,000 kind of shoots out as a number that we might have to plan for next year.
Well, they had 18,500 as their original
Yes,
number.
okay.
So that might be
That's probably why. Yeah. Okey-dokey.
And does that, how does that cut reflect for the contract? Does that reflect 1%, 2%?
Two. They have in their budget a 2%.
I know Charlie had
Yeah.
kind of run
Right,
some
there's
numbers.
No, this is
there's
just
no
them cut.
Okay,
cut on that.
okay.
They did they have
So this is the school committee and the superintendent sort of looking at their first draft. And, based on the meeting that we had, realizing that we were, gonna have to relook at budgets and looking at it and
Right.
adjusting.
for the teacher salaries, they
They just-
decreased because they had retirement
Yes.
on the SPED, on the SPED. They decreased by 32,000, but they also went up on teacher salaries for sick time buyback and
Yes.
for longevity.
Because we have another retirement,
So-
that's the other savings, we have another retirement happening that wasn't in the original.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna recognize that retirement, which is great, so that we can have that savings. Because again, when people retire, it helps us to pay for all the steps going forward. So that was good news.
Okay.
So that makes a huge difference. And then, I don't know, do you need, I think Silver Lake went down just to like 8,000 or something. Because we went to the shared class meeting.
Right, so Silver Lake went down an additional 4,290. And as I did indicate that on that synopsis sheet. That's not included in the budget line because I was not given that on their official budget yet. Christine hadn't had a chance to present it to Silver Lake, the revised number, and they hadn't voted it, so I put it in as a note on the
Okay.
synopsis.
But they voted down, they should have voted down.
They voted the shared cost.
Oh, no, they didn't.
But they didn't vote the new number for Silver Lake.
Weren't they gonna meet on Thursday night? Or did they not because of? Okay, so then it might be a solid number two, but on a completely same subject but different. I was in contact with one of the selectmen from Plimpton on the fire issue. And during our conversation, we talked briefly about Silver Lake, and I said, what is Plimpton gonna do? And they had given them a number, and they were not, they didn't meet the Plimpton number, but they weren't off by much. And so she was gonna get with their finance committee, and then in the meantime, Elaine Fury, who's a selectman from Kingston, reached out to the Clintons, and we're gonna try to get that meeting together, because I don't know how successful Gordon was about getting a meeting together with the finance committees from the three towns.
No, it was crazy conflicts of schedules.
I know,
so-
it's been a really tough time this year, so we haven't really sat down. So Christine Joy was gonna try to coordinate that with just Elaine Fury, and then I said, let me know when the date is, and we can let our finance committee know and our board know, and Charlie, and whoever can be there, but, just make the date so that at least people are sitting down, because I think Elaine Fury told Christine Joy that Kingston wasn't exactly thrilled with the Silver Lake assessment, and that surprised me because I thought everything was all set, that we wouldn't expect any more movement, even though we weren't afraid of, we weren't completely thrilled with the number that I felt like the other two towns were. So I'll keep you updated if I hear anything differently, but that's another thing that could affect the bottom line. So
All right, so on the synopsis page, you can see in the column that says less 300, levy less 300,000.
Yep.
All right, we're now talking that we have an excess of 196,420,
In addition to.
plus the additional 4,290, which is the additional Silver Lake decrease, which brings it to 200,710.09.
Plus, we'd still have the 300.
Came from, that's bottom.
So
Right,
we'd
plus
still
the
have the
300. So that's, then the next number down, the 22,986, that would be if we level funded all expense accounts. So all the expense accounts that have asked for additional money, except I did not include the Plymouth County retirement in that, but all the expense lines that ask for additional money, if we level funded all of those lines, we would save 22,986, bringing that total number to 223,696.
Do we have any, besides Plymouth County retirement, what other lines?
There's one other line that I would like to speak for, and that's the tax title line. The treasurer's tax title, she's put a number of lots to foreclosure, and that goes through the attorneys. You never know how long the attorneys are going to take. Sometimes it takes years. But we have seen some action on a couple of them. So we'd like to have the money in there so that she can deal with anything that does come forward. And she had asked for an additional 2,500 on that.
She's made such progress on that, and again, it gains revenue, so these are all properties that haven't paid their taxes in some time, so.
It's at least 3 years, right?
Oh, more
Yeah.
than that.
But
More, yeah.
before she can take action, right?
I don't know what
No,
the
I
law
don't think it
is.
is. I don't think it's, I don't,
It's, once they actually start the tax title into foreclosure proceedings, it's a minimum of 18 months.
Okay.
It's simply been something that's not been actively pursued as much until the treasurer collector took office. And both Pam and Linda have been more aggressive. And sometimes it's a matter even of just a shot across the bow that someone gets the first warning letter. And I know a few weeks ago, Pam was very happy to have a check, was it 90,000, something like that, come in. So, 90,000, even that one check. Now, admittedly, it's money we should have, but it was, if you actually go through the tax title foreclosure process, your only hope of regaining the money is that the property that you're doing this with will gain you that money that was unpaid in taxes. I'd rather spend a little bit of money, get the full amount back, not have to go through the process, and with the hope that we'll get it back. Whereas if it's a bird in the hand, I guess, in this case, the bird in the hand might even be bigger than the bird in the bush. So.
Carly, now you're gonna have to make me remember how all that is.
Well, it's usually two in the bush, so.
So I didn't account for, it's in that 22,000, but that would be one that I would speak up for. And then the building maintenance asked for an additional $50 on their preventative maintenance. I hate to not give them that because the preventative maintenance a lot of times is the
Service contracts.
right, the contracts and different things like that. So those are the two lines that I would think that we might want to go ahead and, but all the other lines, including my own expense, how could I ask normally, level fund all of those. I think that where the school made the cuts, I think it's only fair that the town show that they're really trying to.
All right, so I think it'd be good for all of us to speak to our departments that we have for liaisons. Anybody who has a line item that's not level funded, to speak to them before Thursday's meeting and bring it to their attention that we'll be looking to level fund those lines.
I just wanted to remind, I think you have the fire department, so I wanted to remind you, we talked about this a few weeks ago about capital plan had put some of those things back in the expense account. Sandy, I talked to the fire chief today, and I said that you had corrected the line item. Remember we were gonna?
I did, yes.
You did, so he doesn't have to do his budget, it's all set.
No, this is all set, yeah. So what I did, you'll see, if you look at
So he's
The spreadsheet.
reducing
if you
salaries.
looked at the fire departments, what we did is the fire wages was decreased by 10,000. The fire training was decreased by 5,000.
Yeah.
That 15,000 was put into the expense. That's to cover the turnout gear and the communication equipment.
It's the.
That were the previous articles.
Yes, so those were previous articles that we fund every year, and now, because it's something that we do every year, it belongs more on the operational side, and we weren't able to do that, but now we've had so many firefighters leave that we have a little bit of leeway in that budget on the salary side, so this is a way to kind of do that. So he's aware of it, you could reach out to him just to have a conversation, but it was something that we had all worked together to get done.
Because I think, Melly, you still have him for the operating budget. I have chief for emergency management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so we got rid of the emergency management.
That $9,000.
Yeah, it's
We're
gone.
talking about just level funding.
Yeah.
That's a someday down the road kind of thing, but.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're gonna have to figure that out at some point, but, and then, I think the police was all set, but we'll have a conversation.
The
with
police
these,
was all level funded
Yeah.
anyways.
Yep,
With the exception of the buyback for
Chief Rock.
For Chief Rock.
yep, yep,
Right, well, that's the wage line anyways, and it
Right.
that's
yep.
not really a buyback. We have to pay
Yep.
vacation time, that's state
Yeah.
local law. So,
And the other thing that is not in the budget are the requested additional hours at the highway department and the cemetery.
Right, I had taken those out, so those are not in here. Remember they asked to add a person, and they asked to increase their part-time cemetery person to a full-time person.
Right.
Which I think both of those were, there's good reasons to do those, but we had taken them out because the budget was so tight. That's something that you can talk to Steve again, you guys can discuss, because now.
Yeah, we just want to let you know
There's a little bit of room.
it's not reflected in the numbers and.
Right,
Okay.
I had taken those out of their
Yeah,
budgets.
and I know Bill's had many conversations with Steve. So. Actually, Bill, I think it's the best award for notes. Very thorough.
Oh, no, you too, Kendra, sorry.
No.
Excellent.
All
All
right,
right, Sandy.
so Sandy,
Peace for everyone.
All right.
No, I don't want trophies.
so Sandy, just in summary, with those $2,600, those two line items, we'd be looking at, say, $723,696 under the levy.
Not 700.
523.
523, my bad,
Yeah,
yeah.
523, under the
Okay.
levy, yes.
Which is a little better than we started.
Yes.
Much better than this.
I mean, that was really thanks to the school for sort of looking at those kinds of things. And the great thing about that budget coming in lower is that there were no positions lost. There was nothing that the service is going to remain the same at the elementary school as it is today. So we're grateful that they took another look at it and were able to come up with stuff.
I know Wage and Personnel hasn't had an opportunity to really meet,
No, we have not.
but have any discussions been made as far as a 1% or 2%?
We haven't discussed that.
Okay.
And we haven't met with the unions because we haven't.
We really haven't.
I mean, luckily we have.
It's likely they're going to talk about it on Tuesday night, will be an executive session, the board will make a decision. And they may very well come up with a number that you folks disagree with.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go into executive session later tonight. Which wage and personnel might be suggesting something else. But we're getting to the point where the board needs to put an offer on the table. Unless something radically changes, we know what's available at this point. I think the board would like input from the finance committee in terms of a wage increase. It doesn't mean that they won't disagree. There have been years where there's been disagreement.
When is the next selectmen's meeting?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I was hoping to do it Thursday when we had a fuller board,
The thing is,
but
the next selectmen's meeting after that will
be too late. Right.
And wage and personnel doesn't have a meeting scheduled. We can't.
Well, we may be meeting Friday.
Okay, that's still on the board then about Friday. Did you get that message, Erica? Yeah. Yeah. Still waiting, so you can do that Friday at noon? Oh, good. Okay. Still waiting to hear from Tom then.
Okay.
And just a reminder, if it was decided 2% increase, the cost of that is $98,500 for all town employees, excluding the school, because their wage increase is already built into their budget.
Is it 98 what?
$98,500. For 2%. That's shown on the assumptions page.
And that includes the unions too?
Yep.
With that?
Yeah, I actually, what I did to get that number is,
Assumptions, please?
I went through the,
No, I think I lost me.
wage lines, each wage line, increase each wage line by 2%
Okay.
to get this number. When it comes right down to it, it'll be a little less, because we wouldn't be giving 2% on the longevities, so it works out a little bit less, but
Okay.
that's a safe number.
All right, so is there anything else from any other department that we should be aware of before we start looking at voting the budget? Anything from highway?
Nothing new from me for any of the departments.
Did anybody have any questions on, like, I know that we gave you options a couple weeks ago about the capital plan. Do you guys, anybody reach out to anybody? Do you feel comfortable, or is that something that you'll discuss?
I think that's something we'd like to vote next week. I think we need to get Article 4 done before we
Okay.
start
Okay.
looking at all that other stuff.
Okay. I just didn't know if anybody had any questions or had reached out to anybody.
Sandy, does this budget include all the number adjustments that you just mentioned earlier?
The number of-
So the reduction for like the elementary school, special education?
Yes, yes.
And the highlighted items are,
The highlighted items are the expense lines that went up.
right,
So you can look at those, you can pull them out easy.
yeah. And then the total of that is 22,
22,290.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'm sorry, 22,986. I did list, in your packet, you have a sheet that shows all the town meeting articles, and then another separate sheet for the special town meeting. We're planning on putting the 2 school articles and the data processing article on the special, so that those things can start before.
okay.
And then I just had a question actually for Charlie. When I look at the audit, I think that's by contract, right? Yeah, so I think,
Well, except that we're out of the contract.
oh, we are.
Yeah.
If you add these all up,
There's one that just finished, as a third
they're
year.
they're gonna add up to the 22.
22,000,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I thought it was.
We're still gonna need money,
Yes,
and I need to talk with staff. We need to go out to bid of some sort.
yeah, because I thought we had until next year, but, okay, thank you.
When is it possible to get a copy of the articles for us to make recommendations?
Well, I don't know, if you wait long enough, you might get.
I know, like,
Not that we're gonna do it tonight, but,
That's the way it works.
yeah,
This is seriously a draft.
Yeah.
okay.
The capital budget articles and everything should be in fairly good shape, but there's still a fair amount of work to be done.
Okay.
Charlie, we're going over this tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Thank you, Charlie.
Can I ask a question?
Thank you.
Of the part-time cemetery job that's going to be changing to full-time, is that just a given, or is that something that?
No, that's not in the budget.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we took
It's something they requested in
And
their
then they
preliminary
were-
budget.
for extra hours for the highway department as well, and that's not reflected.
Okay.
Sandy, on the synopsis sheet, the tax title line is 10,500. On the budget sheets, it's 5,000.
All right, show me where.
Line 26 on the budget sheets.
Right, okay, so there's a difference. The tax title that's shown on the synopsis page is the amount that we put on the tax recap. So we get that money not through the budget, not through the article at town meeting. We put that on the tax recap, just like the overlay surplus, or the overlay that we put on, which is the allowance for abatements and exceptions. Those are things that we put on every single year. I account for them so that you have an idea of how much below the levy we're requesting, but they don't actually go in the budget. So that 10,500 has been, it's split between the treasurer and the collector's office, and that's what they get every year anyways. And then the treasurer is asking for the additional 5,000 in the budget.
Which is a $2,500 increase.
Right.
And that doesn't get reflected in this 10,005?
No, because that's reflected in Article 4.
Okay.
All right? The 10,500 is additional that they get on the tax recap.
Okay. Thank you.
Sandy, is it me or am I missing OPEB?
OPEB is now a line item.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On Article 4. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I know,
right.
I was
Yep.
looking for it too.
All right, we voted to move
And
that.
it's level
Yeah.
funded.
And it's level funded at 35,000.
Okay.
35,000, yeah.
Good to see the public here. Any public participation this evening?
No, I have no questions yet.
Okay. I think it might be a good exercise tonight to try and get out in front of the amount of work we have left and go through Article 4 and vote all non-salary level funded items. So we're not left with a mountain to do between Thursday and Monday.
Mel, I was gonna go upstairs to the House meeting. Do you think that you'd just be doing that tonight?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be grunt work for the
Okay.
rest of the night.
All right, I'll sit for another minute and then I'll probably go up.
Okay. All right, piece of paper here. Can we vote this like we do on town meeting floor, where we go department by department and do holds?
You could.
Okay. Would that be easier for you, Kendra? All right, then we'll just go line by line.
Line by line is fine,
Okay,
because I still have to list it out,
okay.
so.
All right, so starting with line item 4, Selectmen Clerical. That's gonna be a salary line, right? All right, so skip that. So line item 5, Selectmen Expense Account for $3,925. Is there a recommendation?
I move to recommend the amount of $3,925.
In a second?
A second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Line item 6, Law for $63,000. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the $63,000 for line 6.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Line number 7, Town Hall Electricity, $18,100. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the amount of $18,100 for line 7.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Line number 8, Town Reports, $5,700. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the amount of $5,700.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, a little slow.
All right, Sandy, line number 9, audit. Which number am I going to read?
I don't know, Charlie, that's a tough one because
Well,
We can pass over this and,
Pass over it.
okay.
yeah, well, I don't know that we're gonna have any better number. We're gonna have to put any number in there.
So the thing is, we are out of our contract now with the auditor we've been using. We need to go out to bid.
We don't, legally, we're not required to, but it has been a sufficiently long time, I think it's been 12 years, something on that order, since we last went out to bid.
I think it was sooner than that. We just ended up having the same person.
No, it's not just that, but it's been a while, either 9 or 12 years.
Okay. Because I was on.
We might find out the market is such that this person, you know, their competent certainly is their best price, and we'll continue with them. But until we go out there and check, we won't find that out. And there are reasons to periodically change audit firms, even if you like your firm. They, in essence,
New set of eyes.
yeah, and they basically say, okay, yeah, we know this is the way Halifax does things, and okay, it works for them, but if we were working in town X, we'd probably say to them, you shouldn't be doing it this way, but it works. Okay, fine, we'll leave it alone. Whereas a new firm will point this out to us and say, okay, you really should be doing something different.
Okay. So if we were to level fund this just based on FY17's expense, and
Well, FY18,
For 18.
right, we voted 26,000 in
Yeah.
FY18, we spent 21,000 in FY17. If we vote again the 25,999, we can always come back.
The reason why it was so much is we thought we were going to have a
federal audit.
federal audit, but we did not need to.
I'm
Okay,
not
so,
aware that we need one for the year we're in.
So we might be all right doing the 25,999.
Yeah,
Okay,
So vote the 25.
that's your recommendation. Okay, so line number 9, audit, $25,999. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the amount of $25,999.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will skip line number 10, FinCom. Clerical, is that going to be a wage line?
That's a wage line.
Okay. Line number 11, FinCom expense. Again, this is an increase, so we should go
Right,
back
that
to the
was the
level
increase
fund.
that I encouraged you to take, but now.
Now you're discouraging.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't have it, sorry.
So line number 11,
no school for you.
no school fees. $359 for FinCom expenses. Is there a motion to approve $359?
I move to approve $359.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Skip line number 12, 13, and line number 14, accountant expense. Is there a motion to approve $1,625?
Move to approve the amount of $1,625.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Line number 15, data processing.
Yeah, that one of $1,000, that was because we have salary, we have wages within it.
Okay,
So if you want to skip it.
let's skip it as it's a wage line. Partial anyhow. Skip line number 16, 17, 18. Line number 19, assessor's expense. Is there a motion to approve $13,615?
I move to approve $13,615.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Line number 20, office machines expense. Is there a motion to approve $7,300?
Move to approve $7,300.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Skip line number 21, 22. Line number 23, treasurer expense. Is there a motion to approve 6,500, Sandy? Is that correct?
Yeah. What I would suggest on these, Linda Bragg is the liaison for the town hall people. What I would suggest is to go ahead and approve a level fund and then let the people know that that's what was approved. If they want to come in and really push to get their increase, they have to come in and justify it.
Okay.
Maybe there should be a memo going out.
To all department
Sorry.
heads.
No, I don't know if you'll have time to do, maybe,
Yeah.
Well,
no?
it's fine, I'm saying myself a note now. When we talked about this earlier, we
Yeah.
talked about getting the memo out tomorrow.
Right.
I'm not going to be specific in the sense of, I'm not only going to send it to those departments that's got increases, it's going to be everybody. If you basically say, if you ask for an increase in your line item, let me tell you right now it's going for level funded, but if you can come in on Thursday this week, talk to the finance committee, make your case for anything.
Awesome. So,
Okay.
So then the 6,000.
Line number 23, treasurer expense. Is there a motion to approve $6,500?
I move to approve $6,500 for line 23.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
it's not that I don't think you guys are terribly excited, you know, and I probably stay, but I kind of want to talk about slides
And swings.
And swings.
And races.
Yeah, and races. But I won't be able to be here on Thursday, as I said, I have an obligation, so, but I'll see you Kit Kats on Monday.
Okay.
All right, have a good week.
So I have a process question. So are we gonna go through this in budget line by line for all non-salary line items and vote a level funded? And if so, can we just do that in bank for all of them, or do we have to go individually?
You can say, we're voting this, all basically, I'm pointing at Sandy's, I'm not gonna call it Sandy's budget, she doesn't like me doing that. Basically, the document that Sandy gave you tonight, you could say, we're voting this document, not including wage line items, level funding all non-wage line items, except for, is there any except for?
Yeah, treasurer tax title, if possible, if you guys agree.
And the retirement.
And the retirement.
Okay, so tax title is what, 26? And retirement is which line item? 151?
Yeah, down the bottom. Yeah, that's legal. As long as you're referring to a document.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
That's-
that's
That
perfect.
certainly
yes.
works for me.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to identify the ones that we are not doing first before we do that?
Or you're just simply saying you're not going to do the salary line items.
It's just the expenses,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah,
All right. So starting with line number 24 through line number 158. Accepting line number 26, tax title, and line number 151. Is there a motion to approve level funding these line items as voted in FY18 to FY19, all non-salary lines? Is that a good motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We can go to line 26, tax title. Is there a motion to approve $5,000, which is an increase of $2,500 over FY18 for line number 26? Is there a motion to approve $5,000?
I'll move to approve the $5,000 on line 26.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Line number 151, Plymouth County Retirement. Is there a motion to approve $1,145,686, which represents a $16,066 increase?
I move to approve the amount of $1,145,686 for line 151.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you.
The only thing that doesn't cover, which now that I'm looking at it, is any line that went down, because we said
Level funded.
level funded, right.
Okay.
So there are a few lines that went down.
So you could do a supplementary
Yep.
motion to vote to approve or to recommend the amounts in the fiscal 19 column if for that line item, the amount in fiscal 19 is less than the fiscal 18.
Is there a motion to approve any line item, non-salary related, from the paper that Sandy produced this evening?
Finance Committee, Finance Committee budget expenditure sheet.
Thank you, Sandy. That is less in fiscal year 19 than as voted in fiscal year 18.
I move to recommend any line that is a non-salary item that is less requested for fiscal year 19 than was in fiscal year 18.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Okay. One more.
Okay.
We have 3 new debt lines
Yep.
that have numbers on it.
Okay.
So these numbers, actually, I'm going to ask you to pass the room today. I'm hoping to get a new number on the roof here,
Okay.
or a closer number. There, and the other numbers, I think we can wait a little bit before we do these. All right?
Okay.
Which 3 of those?
149 A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, A, B, and C.
Okay, so that will
I'm really
leave,
hoping that roof and repair comes down because they were under budget, so.
so that basically leaves wages in those 3 lines to get done before next Tuesday,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think each of us should kind of peruse the warrant and be prepared to vote these articles for our Thursday meeting this week. If Gordon could get a copy of this as well.
I can get a note.
So we're gonna pass the articles today?
Let's pass on the articles today, that we have a fuller board.
Okay.
I think getting the majority of Article 4 done tonight will allow us to work through this between Thursday and the following Monday. I think we'll be in pretty good shape to have pretty much everything
It
recommended.
looks like Wage and Personnel will be meeting Friday at noon.
Okay, so we'll try and leave those wage items for Monday,
Yeah,
if we can,
it's nice to see that we have the room in there.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, balancing the budget on the backs of the employees is never a good
no,
policy. Okay, so I think pretty much just calendar left for tonight. Kendra, I know you stepped out. I think we discussed Thursday trying to get through the warrant itself on Thursday. And Monday trying to get through all the wage lines as Wage and Personnel will be meeting, or possibly meeting this Friday. Then we might have better direction from them Monday. I think that will allow us to get everything done before Charlie has to go to print and hopefully have all our recommendations. We're scheduled for this coming Thursday, and next Monday, and I think we have next Thursday penciled in as well. Any conflicts with those dates? Awesome.
We're all posted.
Okay.
And I left the agenda relatively general.
Vague.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of as it was tonight.
Yeah.
So that if you end up scheduling anyone to come in, it just says departmental meetings. So if you need to meet with any departments, that should cover it.
Yep.
Budget, you can discuss budgets. So it should be good. If you need me to change it or anything, just shoot me an email and I can
Okay.
do it from my phone.
Yep. So I say we reach out to our departments, let them know how we voted the budget. If they want to come in and fight for the positions that they requested an increase, by all means, let's invite them in either Thursday or the following Monday, and try and have it wrapped up before.
Well, Charlie's going to send out a memo too.
Yeah,
So,
I think it'd be good to hear from us as well.
Okay.
okay. I may or may not be here Thursday.
Okay.
It's still kind of up in the air.
Yep.
I'll let the group know once I have
Yep.
definitive answer.
If there's anything in the warrant that you have any questions on, I'd say just kind of shoot an email to us that you had questions on, that we can kind of get your input on it. That way your voice is kind of heard in the discussion.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
he's, because he was on the capital planning committee, so he's familiar with most of the articles anyways.
Right.
Just the non-capital ones might be different.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Does anybody have another motion?
I make a motion to adjourn. 7:50.
All right. Is there a
Wreck
second?
it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, that went well.
Very well, thank you.